My name is Watson.
And my name is Mariah.
We're 12 years old.
And we're representing Old Redford Academy Middle School. And we're here to talk about drugs. Drugs are very dangerous and unhealthy.
And they can also ruin a relationship with your loved ones. Go talk to a family member, a friend, even a teacher, or you can go to a therapist, or if you need any extra help, you can go online and find all of those.
Hashtag not worth it.
Welcome to Expose Under the Sun. I am Chief Silent Storm, your co-host, and this is by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. Hillary Lockhart is the publisher, and my guest has been acting a fool before we went live, so my apologies. I'm introducing Fuquay Bay. He is here with us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Not acting a fool, but acting finished. Finished based upon all the tremendous work we have to do with the chief here. The chief has been making quite a few powwows and smoke signals around the city and around the state, and so much is bringing the resources necessary to help veterans and seniors, and that's very important in our community because so very often they are overlooked. So what we do is we come together in collaboration to see what resources that we can gather collectively and get those to the people that's mostly in need of them. Because a lot of times seniors need, but they don't have the transportation and other resources to be able to ascertain those particular things. So not that we're running a transportation service, but nevertheless, if we were donated a couple of vehicles, I'm quite sure that that would be within our grasp. So she's right now going to tell you about some of the wonderful things she has going on in the community, and I'm going to let her speak to that.
Absolutely. So welcome. I love to highlight the leaders of the community, and from one chief to another, I applaud you in your efforts to support our people. It's important that we use what we have to help the community, and that's truly what is used to build a nation. So from one chief to another, I thank you for your work. And it's been a pleasure to work with you and, support each other in what we're doing.
Right. From one chief to another, that is quite impressive in so much as this is a female chief. So she's a chiefess.
Absolutely.
I think they would call you a chiefess.
A chiefess. Well, I'm Chief Silent Storm, so that should say it all.
Oh, well. Well, you don't have to speak a lot. You don't have to speak a lot when you are in the storm or when you just a silent storm because you bring the storm with you. So tell me what you've been doing lately.
So lately, I've been really in the trenches with the veterans because it's important, and I don't know why they don't get help the way they should. These men and women have served our countries, and they don't have simple necessities that they need. So I've been, I'm a servant first, so I go where it's needed. And right now, I'm with the veterans and providing housing, clothes, food, any type of resources that will help their PTSD. I know that's something that you do as well, which we'll get into for reentry and veterans. So that's why, we were kind of linked together because we can support each other in our efforts.
We have similar efforts. As I was looking at that TV, I didn't want people to think I was over your house or nothing like that in your living room. We are in a professional setting. This is professional in so much as our endeavors are concerned. That gives me some ideas on the way that setting is put together. Maybe we can get somebody to donate us a palace like that, and
That would
we
be amazing.
Hey, we could operate from that particular standpoint. But what we do need, many people here in America, in this great melting pot around this time, people are dealing with post-traumatic stress.
Absolutely.
And
And it's a taboo subject. People don't want to talk about it, and it leads to other things and dysfunctions in the community. So as leaders, it's important for us to use our light to bring, them some light into their lives.
but you know what? I'm gonna talk about it. I'm going to talk about it because I have been a victim myself of PTSD, post-traumatic stress, and reflecting on my humble upbringings and how I was integrated into society and subject to so many things that a young person shouldn't have been subjected to, so they could have some type of continuity and calmness in their life.
Absolutely.
So with that not being in place, I can be reflective of certain conditions that took place in my community that somewhat made me numb to some of the things that I should have been sympathetic to. But nevertheless, we are here now.
For sure.
And we are here now to help to release some of those, some of that negativity of the past,
Strongholds and all of that.
some of the lies that have been told too, because we're in the lion season right now, and I didn't say a lion, I said lying season right now, and by us being in somewhat the lying season right now, I remember when I was but a young child, and around this time here, I was waiting for the great white man. The great.
You're going to get us in trouble. Oh, Lord.
Listen here. As long as we ain't speaking about the Jews, we all right. We can speak about.
You notice I'm silent right now.
Don't worry about that. I'm gonna speak. Listen here. People get nervous. Now, wait a minute. What did he say? I said what I said. The so-called white man is what he was. He's gonna come down the chimney. He was gonna be dressed up, But he didn't come to, like we say, he didn't come to the ghetto. In RJ, he let you roll. This doesn't reflect the views and opinions of TV 33. These are my very own. But nevertheless, during seasons like this, being growing up in poverty, and you had so many desires and so many things that you wanted, and we were told if we could tell this guy in a red suit, that's a nice red shirt, It reminded me of that. Not that I'm traumatized about it or nothing, but, if we talk to this guy in this red suit, that he would be able to fulfill some of our dreams, some of our desires. But when that fell through, that gave me a certain outlook on that individual.
For sure.
And maybe that has something to do with displaced anger. So if we could displace it and say it was on the guy that's supposed to come through on the sled and he didn't show up, maybe you wasn't good enough. Because what was tied to that was if you're naughty or nice.
That's right.
If you are naughty or nice, that's what we're tied to it. So I wasn't too nice, evidently.
Okay.
I didn't get the big wheel I wanted sometimes. I didn't get the G.I. Joes.
And I see that's why you give back so much now. You are playing a role for so many children and humans in the community. So you are like the real live Robin Hood, I'll say.
There you go. I like that. I like that. The Robin Hood.
You are always, every time I look up, I see you out there faithfully, giving food back and coats and, just pouring out your heart. And it's important to the community. You're doing the pancake breakfast with, your different sessions. And so those things really help. And we want to be a part of that as well. We need that for our community, our organizations. How do we get a part of that?
See, this is like reparations to some degree.
Okay.
And it's reparations to some degree, and it's paying it forward. Paying it forward, but by looking backwards. Looking backwards, putting yourself back in time to some degree, and looking at those things that affected you. That's what the PTSD is about. Or
Absolutely.
PTS. I don't necessarily go with the D because that's a disorder.
That's right.
This is a dysfunctional situation that we find ourselves in. And if it's something that can be anecdotal toward that, or if it's something that we can help make a mark for change in that respect, then I feel that I'm duty bound to carry that out, because by me being a servant of the people,
Absolutely, you are.
a grand sheik, and I tell people sometimes that GS means God's servant, servant of the people, and it just makes you feel good to be a part of a tribe, and the chief of the tribe is going to be responsible for the tribe, and seeing that he can attend to some of the emotional and physical needs of the tribe,
Absolutely.
just like you.
Because we have to equip them.
Yeah, just like you. And they need to see some good examples, so these good examples can be replicated and duplicated. And just by you being a sister, it doesn't take away the energy that you bring to the table to try to make sure things are well-rounded. Things may be a little bit harder for you
Absolutely.
to galvanize the team, but nevertheless, I've seen you do wondrous things.
Thank you.
I've
I
seen
can
you do
definitely hold my
wondrous
own.
things. Oh, yeah. You hold it down. Now, hey,
Thank
make
you,
no
thank you.
mistake. Make no mistake about that. you know.
Amen.
And by you holding your own, that's why you're in the position that you're in.
Absolutely.
And by you being a silent storm, they see that. But I didn't see you. You got to put that the chief.
My
thing.
feathers,
Yeah,
okay.
you got to put your feathers on.
When we plan our event for our fundraiser, I'll be in full gear.
Oh.
I promise you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You know what I envision? I envision you to have some pink feathers in there too. You got to put pink feathers in. I'm telling you.
Okay.
You
Pink
you
and gold.
Whoo, yes.
Okay.
See, you got to put them pink feathers in there too, because that represents so many different levels.
For sure.
you
Oh, yeah.
let them
Love,
know.
peace, all of that.
Yeah, and for the cancer survivors,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta take that in consideration too. So, like I say, and it reminds me of roses and sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
Not only you a quiet storm, you are a very sweet and unique person that I have known you to be, and ready to help out where you can. And people should take the opportunity to tap into some of those resources that you're actually willing to donate. See,
Yes.
donation is the best nation to be a part of. And when you're actually
And
donating.
it's not just monetary, it's our time too.
Oh,
we do a
yeah.
lot of work.
Priceless.
We
Time is
help
priceless.
people get their driver's license straight, or just help them fill out applications that they might, find to be tedious, because when you have PTSD, there's
Right.
certain ailments that could come off as impatience, or, just
Right.
you get frustrated.
People get
and-
frustrated and agitated, and that's it.
Yes.
Frustrated and agitated because sometimes we hear, but we don't understand. You hear what somebody's saying.
That's right.
But you don't understand it. It's not processing right, and what you think that they said, because you want them to say what your needs are. You want them to say what you want them to say.
Yes.
But when in fact they said what they said, and you just didn't understand it, so you start giving answers to something they didn't even say. They didn't even
So it's
say
just
that.
being able to be that person to slow it down and meet them where they're at. That's what I'm good at. I'm good at meeting them where they're at
Yeah,
and helping, finding that need of help that's needed. So,
yeah.
but what got you started? How long have you been in this field of helping? Can you go back and show us what that looks like? How long, and what got you started? What made you say this is what you were going to do? What did that look like?
Well, how far does that go back? I've been a street engineer for a while, and the street engineer.
Break that down for us, for those that don't know.
A lot of people don't know what a street engineer
That's what I'm
is.
asking you to break it down for us.
I got to meet people where they at, Hey, I got to meet people where they at mechanically and also politically sound. So when I use certain terminologies,
got
people
it. I
get
was
me
just
for that
picking on
all
you.
the time.
I was picking
like
on you.
where did that term come from? It came from me. I coined that. Street engineer.
Well, I picked up what you were dropping.
Okay, great. So listen, being a street engineer goes back to, my early teens.
Okay.
And I always like to see people happy, see their conditions better, because when people's conditions improve, they exude a certain amount of energy. Energy, and that I like happy feelings in the air. I like that happy, that happy type of energy. So I would do certain things that would promote those type of environments.
It makes you feel good, like you're giving back. It's part of
See, it's a
restoration.
feeling, because our lives in each and every one of us. And what we feel is his energy, this building, when we are servants of the people, is a certain energy build that's in that energy field, because
Yes.
we're in the force. And we
absolutely.
must let the force be with us. So as that force starts to build, it wants you to give more and more, and you give him more and more of yourself.
It attracts more.
And when people see that, some people are motivated by that. Some people are aggravated by that, and some
And that's
people.
okay because it's not for them, but for
No,
the ones it's for, because I get that a lot. I can see, we've had different situations where we were at events and we could visibly see the people that we were agitating, but it's not us, it's the spirit that we
That's
carry
it,
that
that's it.
agitates them.
That's it.
But we keep
because
going, so
some
it's not going to
people,
stop anything.
Some people's life is not the best. And when they see people's conditions, believe it or not, this is factual stuff. And people say, well, how could somebody think like that? Very easy, because far too long they've been thinking wrong. They've been
Absolutely,
moving
yeah.
wrong. They've been doing wrong. So when they see somebody moving in the right direction, they can feel a little left behind. Like, why would you do that? Why would you don't even know these people? Like,
And it's pressures on them that they might have a fear they could never carry out or have the strength to do, so they don't want other
they
people
lack
to do
the
it.
idea
Yeah.
and the strength to move forward. Somebody told me, man, you don't even know them. Why are you even helping them? How you helping somebody you don't even know them?
Wow.
How are you helping
And that's how you're going to be blessed. That's why you have been blessed to be able to do this for how many years now? 30, 25?
Over 30 years. We
Okay,
just say
wow.
over 30 years, because the blessings don't stop. Now, when you reach into the top, it's about paying back, not
absolutely.
standing back, not laying back, but paying back. And you can see the payoffs from it. Like I say, it's just a certain energy that's awakened inside of us. And when that energy is awakened inside of us, we want to keep on feeding it.
Yes.
Just like some people want to keep on feeding negativity and the demons that's in them.
And the misery does love company, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
feeds more of that.
Yeah, so I want to send misery on a vacation.
Me
I
too.
want to give it, send it straight on a vacation, and at that particular time, let comfort come in some people's lives, because we don't want to get away from what PTS has did, post-traumatic stress has did in our community,
Yes.
and us not having or been given the resources or the explanations as to just what it was. We accepted it as being normal. I normally
It's
grew
not
up.
normal, and a lot of people don't even realize they have PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
I have PTSD in different ways. I
Right.
was in foster home. I went through a lot of trauma,
Right.
but that's another show. But I can relate.
That's another show.
It's
and
another
I,
show.
I may come and actually guide that show to actually
Okay.
extract that
I invite
information.
that. I invite that. And,
Okay,
What
well.
type of? I've been to a couple of your sessions. I know
Yeah.
you do re-entry. Can
Yeah,
you speak on that? What type of programs do you do, or topics do you discuss with your workshops?
in dealing with we have pancake and dialogue, and we have waffles and dialogue. That's eating and talking about the traumas that has taken place in our lives, and what do we feel that can be anecdotal, because the more that we share those type of ideas and those type of similar situations, that we can put them in the fold-up box and send them off, because we had to have a rapid recovery program in place. So first we have to empty out the box. So we'll know what belongs on the outside, what belongs on the inside. And we're going to be moving into what we're going to call a dinner and dialogue. One time we had a dinner and dialogue, and it was dealing with reentry.
Okay.
And it was dealing with people being able to deal with individuals that had been placed into institutional settings, and that they were returning citizens. And how do you what's some of the best ways that you can help them readjust and reacclimate back into society, because you got to be patient with these individuals. They have different triggers. They have a lot
especially
of
the ones that are innocent, that
Oh,
they come out and they're innocent. They've spent 15, 19, 20 years plus, and they're just thrown out here with no funding or support. Like, how do you deal with that?
See, people expect people to come out and to be normal.
Just be fine, like nothing happened.
Yeah, nobody asked them, are you okay? How well are you adjusting? Just by looking at somebody, you may think that they're okay, but you have no idea what's going on inside of that noggin of theirs. Things have progressed so much. People don't know what somebody's learning curve is.
Exactly.
How things have been slowed down.
Especially, can you imagine going in at 19 and coming out in your 30s? Like, that's a lot of time and technology to catch up on or even try. And you physically look like you should be able to, but you just may lack some things.
Oh, you will lack some things. Because that's like being put in another country, quiet as kept. Now, you go to another country, you don't understand some of the fundamental dynamics that's taking place in that social structure, because some things there are similar, and that's just like somebody going into an institutional setting here. They're taken away from the outside world, making that adjustment. So when they come back, it's just so many things that can trigger a person.
For sure.
You have,
and then they're expected to be out here as regular civilians and, dealing with the things that they dealt with in the institution, which is prison or that sort of setup, and coming out here to be expected to work and hold down a job and be quote unquote normal.
Well, their norm and the individuals making the reentry, it's a different normal attached to that.
For sure, they've adapted to their own norm.
And boy, hey, I know a lot of my beloved brothers and sisters that have actually been in close proximity with people, total strangers. They don't know these people.
Right.
Total
Absolutely.
strangers, and you're forced to be in living quarters such as that. And you have to institute a certain amount of self-discipline and suppression. And when you come back in society, it's still like a build-up. And they need therapy at so many different levels.
Many levels.
Just reentry, sometimes people think the reentry program just deals with getting people some of the things that they lack to get back into society. But it's much more
It's much
than
more
that.
than the resources. It's mental as well as the physical needs. And
Yeah, I told people, I say, listen, some people that I have seen work better in controlled environments. And there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes the best can come about from that, in a controlled environment. But when you come back into an environment where you have to totally be responsible for everything that moves around you,
Right.
That's where the confusion and the irritation and the panic sets in. Why? Because you was used to being in a controlled environment.
That's for
You're
sure,
going to have
yeah.
your meal at a certain time. They're going to make sure you get the proper
And that's the same with the
rest.
veterans. They are used to
Same thing.
structure. They know when to make their beds, get up. Exactly.
It's an institutional setting. And when you're young, you going in and they make it's an institution.
Absolutely.
So it's institution, things going to be in a certain type of order. From order, you come into chaos. Coming
right.
back into society, it's chaos. Very chaotic. And your survival skills, they kick in.
Absolutely.
People say, well, why is he standing up against the wall? Why is he so close to the wall?
We need a part 2 for sure. I hate to cut you off, but we have to wrap up
Wrap
in
it
a
up.
few. But when is your next dialogue?
We are working on that. We wanted to have it probably, I want to say by year's end.
Okay, great.
Years in. If not, we're going to kick it right off in 2023.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah,
I look
so,
forward to that.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
what
look
days do
forward
you
to
do
that.
your food program? And
we-
where do we go to get the food or the help?
We go to food program, food pantry, pull up blessings in the bag is 15874 Wyoming, City of Detroit. You can contact me at email gs temple25@gmail.com, or you can call me at 313-717-3670, and I can give you further information on that. We do food periodically, and what I mean, every week it seems like it's at different times because we work in partnership with different people,
Okay.
and they tend to bring us food, or we go pick up the food and then we'll release it to the public. And if anybody have children that need some coats, pay attention, they need some coats right now, and they within 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, we still have a few on hand. So you can get with me, and I can see about arranging some type of pickup, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12s, and we might have some mediums and some smalls. That's young adult sizes.
Okay, great.
So
Well,
be able
we
to do that.
appreciate that. I definitely know some young.
Hold on.
Okay.
Don't forget about I'm gifting you this TV over here.
Yes, so
Look at this TV
Fuquay
here.
Bay has donated generously to the nation. So I'm going to gift that to the Koloff, my veterans there. You have a brand new TV.
Yeah,
and,
hold on. I'm bringing it into.
we thank you so much. They're going to love that for their Sunday football. Yes.
Put that camera back on.
Okay,
there.
let's
We ain't
see.
capping around here. As the young folks said, we ain't capping. We want to make sure the veterans, when they want to watch them Lions over there,
And they're on a winning streak, so
Okay, you can't hear me?
yes. So
When
we
the-
thank
When the
you.
veterans want to watch the Lions game here, we're going to gift them and give Chief here the TV that we promised them that we would come across, and we did come across that. So we got this gift here for her today to take it over to the veteran. What does
Yes.
he keep doing?
He's just cueing us.
Oh, he's cute. Oh.
Yes, we greatly appreciate you. We will be posting more information in the group. If you want to get a hold of me, Chief Silent Storm, I will leave my contact with the link for the show, Expose Under the Sun, Native Sun newspaper, brought to you by Valerie Lockhart, publisher. I am your co-host, Chief Silent Storm, and Darwin will be back with us next week. Until then, stay tuned, and we love and appreciate you. To all of our connecting partners, we thank you. If you would like to donate, you can get a hold of myself or Fuquay Bay. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And,
It's always a pleasure.
you know I love you.
I know that I love you too. And it's always a pleasure to work in cooperation with so many wonderful partners.
Yes, and
like
we
the
actually
Chief
do
is
the
here
works.
today.
We don't just talk about it. We actually
No, we have to be about that.
Be about
people
it.
people be watching you in the street, so they know that you got 10 toes down. And that's what's
Absolutely.
important, We got the 10 toes down, and so we're going to make sure everything comes full circle.
Yes, thank you.
What is this guy?
And in closing, we'll see you in 2 weeks.